Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Expedition 3 Pages. Today I'm going to be playing my TBR game Tales from Two Trails for the month of April. This is my first video I've put up in a while, and that's because I kind of took a little mini break at the start of March from making videos, and then I got COVID. So I still am testing positive for COVID but it's definitely leaving my system, and I finally feel better to film videos, which is good because I have missed it. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well, because I feel like I haven't really spoken to anyone in ages. If you're new here and you haven't seen this TBR game before, I will link down in the description a video that I made explaining all of the rules and everything like that. The only rules that I'm missing from the game are the ones which tell you how you can join in with the game, but I will link that down in the comments how you can do that if you'd like to. And also, just as I go into playing the game and stuff, you'll probably see how you can join in just by how people have joined in last month. Hopefully it becomes clear as we go along. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what I'm going to read next month, because it's already the 29th of March, so I have no clue right now. I have ideas. I kind of have ideas of what I want to read. But yeah, we'll go over that in a sec. Okay, so first thing is first. Last month, when I did my March TBR, I claimed that I was going to finish The Girl in the Tower from my February TBR. And I said that if I didn't finish it by the end of February, then I would have to pull from the punishment pot. And yeah, I didn't finish it at the end of February. I did finish it in March, however, and I did really end up enjoying this one. I just think I went into a bit of a reading slump with it at the end of February, and I just needed a bit of a break. But yeah, I did end up reading this, and I think I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, I really enjoyed it in the end, which is great. But I didn't finish it by the end of February, so that means I have to pull from the punishment pot, which I have made this month. So here it is. It's this happy little guy. It's supposed to be a plant pot, but we don't have any plants in him for some reason. He's got a smile on his face. Is he evil? Is he kind? Who knows? I don't know, but we shall find out in a sec. So in here, I've put 12 different prompts. It's a mixture of prompts suggested by you guys, which could be absolutely anything, or it's like things to do with the game. So it's telling me what I have to do during the game, or like where I have to move on the board and stuff like that. Or it's like a specific book that I have to read that I don't want to read particularly. There are only 12 of them in here so far, so if you have any suggestions of what you want to add to the punishment pot, like to do with the game, or just a specific book you would like me to read or something like that, or a prompt that you want me to fulfill, then let me know and I'll put it in here. It doesn't have to be like all bad. But yeah, so let's pick. I'm kind of nervous because some of these are pretty bad. I don't know, this one should I pick? Okay, let's see. Oh, there's 2 here. Oh gosh. Okay, let's just ditch that because they were stuck together. I'll pick another one. This one. Oh, there's 2 again. This one. Alright, I hope you're kind to me, mate. Okay, so my punishment for not completing The Girl in the Tower in February is... Oh, okay, this isn't so bad. It's kind of bad. It's annoying for me. It is choose from one of Spencer's books for a prompt. And so for one of the roles that I do, I have to choose from my partner's books on the bookshelf. So there's less of them, and obviously they're not on my TBR, so that hinders me quite a lot. Could have gone worse though, to be fair. Could have been worse than that. Okay, so how did I do in the month of March? Basically, not great. But yeah, it was kind of annoying because I was doing quite well in the month of March, and I was so determined to finish my TBR, and then because I got COVID, it just wasn't going to happen because I just couldn't concentrate on what I was doing and I wasn't feeling well. But to run through the books from last month, I first landed on the prompt Free Choice. For that, I picked Blood of Dragons by Robin Hobb, and I did read this and I absolutely loved it. Well, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a 5-star, it was a 4-star, but yeah, it was really good. This is the last book in the Rainwild Chronicles, so that series of The Realm of the Elderlings for me is done and dusted, and I have some answers about stuff, which was exciting. Next up, I landed on my Myth Square, and so for that I chose Circe by Madeline Miller. It actually took me ages to finish this one, which was sad. I just didn't really connect to it like I did with A Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which I absolutely loved that one. But for some reason this story I just wasn't connecting with. Like, I could recognise that the writing was really well done, and some of the like passages and everything were like beautifully written, and I liked all of that stuff. But the actual story, it wasn't really holding my attention, sadly. I don't know if that's because I was ill when I was trying to read it, or if I just genuinely didn't connect to it though. But I think I was like stuck between a 3 or a 3.5 stars for this one in the end, which was disappointing because this was one of my really highly anticipated reads. Because I landed on my myth prompt, that meant I also, alongside this, had to read an original story of Circe. So for that, I decided to read book 10 of the Odyssey by Homer. And so book 10 covers the part of Odysseus's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Odysseus's journey from Troy to home. And yeah, book 10 follows when he meets Circe, which was covered in this book. So that's why I wanted to read that chapter. It's probably a bit weird to just read one chapter of a book, but I didn't really know what the Odyssey was, to be honest, when I decided to do that. So that's what I've decided to do. And yeah, I'm halfway through that, and I definitely will finish that before the end of March. Again, if I don't, I'll have to pick from the punishment pot next month, but I will finish it. It's literally like, I think I've got like 30 of my little phone screen pages left, so I'll definitely do that. So because I haven't quite finished book 10 yet of the Odyssey, that meant I couldn't move on with my TBR because I read all of the books in order on my TBR. And so that meant I didn't get to The Portable Door by Tom Holt, and the other book I was supposed to read, I don't actually have it, but it was a Blue New Deal by Chris Armstrong. So this one was for the colour wheel prompt. It was like oyster white or something, and a Blue New Deal was supposed to be a non-fiction learning book. And yeah, so I sadly didn't get to those two. So that means I have to be moving back on the board, which I'll do in a sec. Before I play the game, I'm just going to talk about some books that I want to get to and like get them hopefully on my TBR. So having to pick from Spencer's collection is really annoying, to be honest. I've got 3 books here that I want to try and get on. The first is Jane Eyre, because I did start this. I've broken my book already. I was reading this for the Brontalong, and I was supposed to be reading it in February, and then I just stopped and I never picked it up again. So I'm only on page like 74. So I do want to complete this. So I'm hoping to get Jane Eyre on the list. Then I've got Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb, which is the first book in the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, which is the last series in the Realm of the Elderlings. I literally can't believe that I've got to this series, and yeah, I have already like so many feelings about this book that I just like, I can't wait to pick it up. I'm so excited. As addictive as morphine. I haven't had morphine before, but I can imagine that's true. I really want to get this on. But the thing is, because I have to read my books in order, this book, if it goes on, it has to go on at the start, because I can't risk having to like wait before I finish other books. Or maybe that's good actually if it goes on last, because I want to read this so bad that it will like propel me along to like read the other books really quick. We'll see how it goes anyway. Hopefully I can get it on straight away. And then the other book that I really want to read this month, or that I will read this month, is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, which I was supposed to read in March, but then everything fell apart. And this I'm reading for the Bookstara Readalongs, which is run by Amy from A-Star Reads, Danielle from Bookstara, and Paige from Pages with Paige. And yeah, I fell behind. But actually, I kind of don't mind I fell behind with this, because when I had COVID bad, I spent most of my time watching for the first time The Vampire Diaries on Netflix, which I'd never seen before. And before I started watching Vampire Diaries, I had no interest in vampires, to be honest. I'd read Dracula and I did enjoy it, but I didn't really have a thing about vampires. I didn't really care about vampires. And I was a bit nervous going into this book because I thought, vampires just don't do it for me. I'm not that bothered. But now I'm obsessed with the Vampire Diaries. So now I love vampires. And I think now, like reading this book next month, I'll probably really enjoy it a lot more because of watching the Vampire Diaries and getting into that. Yeah, anyway, so hopefully I can get this on. It is a library book, so I hope I don't have to give it back soon, but I'm on page 152. I don't mind that I've already started a couple of these books. I think that's fine. As long as I finish them in the next month, I'm fine to use them for my TBR game. So if you do ever want to play along, like, you're absolutely fine to use books that you've already started during that month. You don't have to start a brand new book unless you really want to. As long as you finish it in the corresponding month, then that's absolutely fine. So yeah, I want to try and fit that on too and join in with the chat over there. So yeah, that's it, I think. So just before I go and set up the board properly, and then we can go through what everybody read and where I'm going to start from on the board, I did just want to mention that one of the ways people can join in with this game is to, well, you can either join in by fulfilling a prompt and then that helps move one space forward on the board, or you can join in by reading one of the exact books that I said I was going to read for that month. And if I don't read it, then I have to pick from the punishment pot. And that nearly happened this month, but it didn't. it didn't happen. The Portable Door by Tom Holt I didn't get to. Michelle planned on reading The Portable Door, but she said that she only got a quarter of the way through it. So yeah, I'm lucky, because if Michelle had managed to finish The Portable Door, then I would have had to pick from the punishment pot again. So yeah, thanks Michelle for not finishing it, but it was close, it was close. So yeah, also Michelle, I was wondering how you enjoyed this, because was it good, the first quarter of the book, or did you stop reading it because it wasn't so good? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that as well. But yeah, anyway, close for another punishment pot. All right, now I'm going to set up the board, and then we can work out where I'm starting from and go through all the books that you guys read in the month of March to help me along. Okay, so first things first is I have to move back. So that's the non-fiction learning prompt that I didn't complete. So I have to move back from that to the colour wheel pick that I did not finish either. So I have to move back to myths. And so that's where I've ended up, which I am 99.9% sure I will complete. So I'm going to stay on that square. And yeah, let's see what you guys read. I'm just going to go through the comments. First of all, we come to Heather Hutchins. And so Heather read Bright Storm by Vashti Hardy. And so I can move forward one space. Thank you, Heather. That's a middle grade book, which looks really cool actually. The cover was really nice when I looked it up. Then Precious also read quite a few actually. I could only take one step forward from Precious, but thank you for joining in, Precious, I appreciate. And I haven't been through actually all these books yet, but Precious read one for Random Colour Generator, which was Crocodile on the Sand Bank. Free Choice, she read The Sirens of Titan, which actually I'd be really interested to hear about. And for Mythology, she read Hello Universe, which is Filipino folk myths. So that sounds really cool. Thank you, Precious. I appreciate. Oh, I didn't move forward. So I move forward one step. I don't go down the arrow this time. Okay, next up we have a +1 from Lee Mack, who read for Free Choice The Miserable Mill, which is book 4 of the series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. So thank you, Lee. And I move forward another step. Then we have from Amy's Bookish Life for non-fiction learning, she read All 13 by Christina Soontenvat. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I haven't looked up what that is either yet, so I'll do that after this, like I say. And wait, did I move forward already? I'm so confused. Yeah, I think I moved forward for Lee. So then I can move another one for Amy. Thank you, Amy. Okay, next up we've got Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction. So Ashley read for free prompt, and she read The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice, which now I'm interested in because now I love vampires. So I move forward another one, which is good. And then finally we've got Freda Varley, who read 2 books. So Random Colour Generator, My Calamity Jane by the Lady Janies. And for Free Choice, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas as well. So I can take another step forward from Freda. Thank you. Yeah, and again, I'd be interested to know how you found the House of Sky and Breath, because I feel like I've heard very mixed opinions. I haven't read any Sarah J. Maas yet, but I'm definitely really intrigued by Sarah J. Maas. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how you felt about that, Freda. So yeah, thanks guys. I will be starting on, what was this? Genre pick. So I'm not going to use genre pick for a prompt, but that's just my new starting point. Cool, so I think I've been through every comment and I've got everyone. So thank you so much guys, I really appreciate it, because I failed this month and you guys helped me out a lot. So yeah, let's get on with the first roll. Okay, let's go for roll number 1. 3. So 1, 2, 3. And that is back to non-fiction learning. Okay, so roll number 1 got me non-fiction learning again this month, but it's the first one, so it will be the first book I have to read in April from this TBR. And so what I've chosen is Poverty Safari by Darren McCarvey. And this book is literally about poverty in Britain. I've had this for a while and I've wanted to read it for a long time, so I'm glad I'm finally going to pick it up, because it was written, I think, quite a fair while ago, and I don't really like to leave these books too long so they get too out of date. But it was written in 2017, so yeah, I do want to read this as soon as possible. So this is going to be the first book that I pick up. Time for roll number 2. Can you see that? Just about. It is 3 again. So, oh no! I don't want to do it! I don't want to do it! 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Let me move it down so you can see. Oh. Back to the red path. This sucks. Okay. That W is word of the day. I literally cannot believe that we went up to the red path. Like, devastating. Absolutely devastated by that. Because if you don't know, my green path works really, really well for my 2022 reading goals, but the red path doesn't so much. Some of the prompts work, but most of them don't. So yeah, back on the red path, sadly. So I'll show you the screenshot that I did to find the word of the day. So I went on dictionary.com to find out what their word of the day was. And it is jornada. Jornada. I think I'm saying that right. Let me play it.
Jornada.
Jornada. And this word means a full day's travel across a desert without a stop for taking on water. So it sounds uncomfortable, to be fair. And I kind of didn't know how to do it because it's such a specific word. I have looked for books kind of set in the desert, and City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty is set in the desert, and that is on my TBR, but I want to do a read along for it, I think starting from September, so I'm not going to read that one now, unfortunately. I do really want to read it, but I think it would be more fun to do it as a read along, so yeah, I'm going to wait for that. So I went on Goodreads and I found a book by Tasha Suri called Empire of Sand. So this book was on a list from Goodreads about books set in the desert, and it says the Amrithi are outcasts, nomads descended of desert spirits. They are coveted and persecuted throughout the empire for power in their blood. So this is like a fantasy book. I don't know if it's adult or young adult or what, but yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. I was thinking I could maybe twist the word to be like a hardship, because obviously going for a whole day in the desert with no water is like a big hardship, so I could have maybe twisted it, but it's really difficult to know before you've read a book like what is in the book. So I'm hoping that there's like actual desert setting in this book, but it is called Empire of Sand, so I feel like if anything the desert is made of sand, so sand works for this word. But yeah, I feel like this one, because I've just randomly picked it, if I can't get it from my library or anywhere, then I might have to pick something else. So if you wanted to try and trip me up, this might be a good book to choose to read. But I might find it, so I don't know. But yeah, anyway, if you've read it, let me know and what you think, or if you've got any other ideas for different desert books that you think would work better for that word, then also let me know, because I'm willing to swap it out for something else. But it does sound good, so I'm also happy to give it a go as well. Okay, time for roll number 3. 6. So, oh no. Oh, I thought I was going down the waterfall for a second there, but I'm not. Just move this across so you can see what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is page count, random page count. So I'll do that in a sec. Okay, so roll number 3 got me random page count. So for this, when I looked it up, I just written that I can choose the range of the page count for this when it came to the prompt. So I actually watched Sydney's TBR the other day. So Sydney from Sid Bookworm, whose channel I'll link in the description. She's great. I absolutely love her TBR game. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, I watched hers yesterday or the day before, and she had this page count prompt, but it was to roll a 6-sided dice, and then the number that you rolled had to be the first number of the page count. So like if you rolled a 6, it had to be 600 pages and something, or 500 pages and something, and stuff like that. So that's what I decided to do for this one, to kind of take it a bit more out of my hands but not be like too crazy. So I put a screenshot here of me rolling the dice, and I miraculously got a 1, so that was amazing. And this works really well because one of Spencer's books that I do really want to read, I did start reading it, I think I read 10 pages, so that doesn't count. I'll have to start again obviously, but one of the books on his bookshelf that I wanted to read is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, so this is what I've chosen for this. This only has 192 pages. So definitely starts with a 1 for the page count. And yeah, it's nice and short, so I'm really, really happy about that. And finally, let's do the last roll. Oh yeah, you can see that. 6 again. Okay, let's see where we're going. Move it back up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I got the bridge back over to the green path. All is well again, guys. All is well again. And for this, I got series continuation. Okay, so finally, roll number 4 took us back on the green path, which was so good. I was so happy about that. Yes, the green path means all good things for me. And the prompt I got for this was series continuation, which is one of my 2022 reading goals, that I want to continue with series that I'm in the middle of. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm supposed to be reading Fool's Assassin this month. I didn't want it to be the last book on the list because this really piles on the pressure to get my TBR done before I can pick this one up. Now that I'm thinking about it, should I pick this one for the last prompt? Also, this is a first book in a series, but technically it's like also, what is it? Also 14, 15, 16. It's also number 14 in a series as well. So it does count as series continuation because it is, but do I put this last? I'm going to put this last, but if it looks like I'm really struggling with my TBR and I'm not going to get things done, then I'm going to have to just pick this up anyway and then pick a different book for last in a series. So again, this could be one, if you're also reading this, then this might trip, but this might trip me up as well. I don't know. I absolutely love it. I mean, how nice is this book as well? It's so nice. It's so nice. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm on a mission to complete my TBR so I can get to Fool's Assassin. This is my goal for the month. It should be my goal every month to get to the last book, but I've been a bit lenient the last 2 months for various reasons. Okay, so that's it. So for the TBR this month, I'm first up going to be reading Poverty Safari. Then I'm going to be reading Empire of Sand. Then I'm going to be reading The Catcher in the Rye. And then finally, I'll be reading Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is actually a really good TBR. I mean, they're so short, these ones. I don't know how long Empire of Sand is. I probably should have checked that before I made all these big decisions. Oh, it's 393 pages, so it's not so bad. So yeah, if you guys want to join in, then feel free to complete any of these prompts and then you will help me move forward on the board next month if you do. The only readathon I'm thinking of participating in for the month of April is the Magical Readathon. I probably will participate in it, but I haven't looked at the prompts. This is like the first semester back at school. I will link down to G from Book Roast, who runs it. I'll link down to her announcement video of it in the description if you haven't heard of it before, although you probably have. But yeah, I would like to join in, but like I say, I haven't looked at it. I don't know what's going on. So if I can make like these books fit somehow, that would be really good. Yeah, I just have to see what happens with that, but I do really want to join in. I have a lot to think about with the Magical Readathon because I do kind of have a character. She's like in my head, but I haven't got a name for her yet, and I need to go through like the preschool stuff that I did. There was a little readathon this month to do with the Magical Readathon, which I didn't join in because I was ill. So I need to go over that and see if I need to actually do anything with that, although I've missed the boat with that now. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this month. I hope you guys are all doing well and that you've got some cool reading planned for the month of April. And yeah, have a lovely month, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.